Teekah Lewis was only 2 years old when she vanished from the New Frontier Lanes bowling alley in Tacoma, Washington on January 23, 1999. She was last seen by her mother, who saw Teekah playing a race car game at about 10:15 p.m. in the arcade section of the bowling alley, which was very close to the exit. 2 months before Teekah's disappearance, a 4-year-old boy was sexually assaulted in the bathroom of the same bowling alley. A witness described the man responsible as being 30 to 40 years old, having curly brown hair and a mustache or beard. He also had distinct pockmarks and was possibly wearing a hat with the word Husky on the front. A few weeks after the first incident, a white man with brown hair had tried to lure a 6-year-old boy from the bowling alley. And earlier on the same day that Teekah disappeared, a white man with brown curly hair had attempted to abduct 2 young children from a park located less than a mile away from the bowling alley. The father of the children chased the man off before he could be successful. The man was seen driving away in a blue '95 Pontiac Grand Am. It wasn't until 3 days later that the children's father reported the incident, after he'd heard about Teekah's disappearance. On the day Teekah vanished, her family was positioned near the center lanes, occupying lanes 7 and 8, with multiple kids and family members. During their time there, Teekah had spent much of it at the claw machine, where she won a teddy bear with the help of her uncle. She sweetly decided she wanted to give the teddy bear to her little sister. Teekah returned multiple times to the arcade, using coins that she had bought with recent Christmas money. Teekah's mother had been keeping an eye on her, but when she turned away for only 10 to 15 seconds to check on Teekah's brother, Teekah had vanished. A witness would later come forward and tell authorities that an unidentified individual in a maroon Pontiac Grand Am sped out of the parking lot around the same time it was discovered that Teekah was missing. The car was described as possibly a 4-door, late 1980 or early 1990s model, with dark tinted windows and a large spoiler. Another witness stated that they saw a white man in his 30s with shoulder-length brown hair, pockmarks, a mustache, and a large nose, who had been following a child near the exit that night. A week after Teekah was last seen, a news crew working on a filmed reenactment at the bowling alley saw a man stand there watching the reenactment. He was described as having pockmarks and acting very strangely. On January 26th, search dogs led investigators to a pile of men's clothing stashed underneath a bush across the street from the bowling alley where Teekah was taken. Law enforcement had believed that the clothing had not been there long, and described the items with either an IS or JS written on the back label, but they couldn't tie it directly to her case. Teekah's family would later go on to work with legislators to pass Teekah's bill, legislation that created a multi-agency task force within the Washington State Patrol, responsible for accompanying local and regional law enforcement when dealing with reports of both missing and exploited children. On December 1st, 2022, a new face progression portrait of Teekah was released. Teekah would now be 26 years old. Teekah had a few distinguishing features. She has a quarter-size birthmark on her buttocks. She also has eczema, with a skin discoloration on her face and the left side of her buttocks. She also had a silver streak of hair on the right side of her head, which was most visible when her hair was pulled back. If you have any information on Teekah Lewis, please contact the Tacoma Police Department at 253-798-4721.